cracking with your snack and snacker stars? It is me, the BRE, the man in the backwards hat, Brandon from the sAs, the Snack Food Appreciation Society, and I've gone organic. Well, at least this week anyway, because I'm going to try out something that my girl decided I needed to try out, and that's Amy's Pizza with all the organic crust and sauce and whatnot. I'll be right back right after this to try out something a little more healthy than usual on this edition of Pizza Night. Never fear, Pizza Night is once again here. Grab yourself a can of beer for this Frozen Friday, February 2nd, 2018. It is Groundhog's Day, ladies and gentlemen, and it is getting colder out there here in the DC area. Today, I decided to go for a Frozen Friday, and, well, the decision was made for me, I guess, because I was gifted this Amy's made with organic flour and tomatoes pizza margherita. I guess it's a margherita pizza, which of course has fresh mozzarella, tomato sauce, and basil on it. And it looks really nice on the box there, but it is organic. And you know, I usually have a little bit of a trepidation going on before I eat organic products. But hey, I'm willing to give anything a try. You know what? This has no meat on it whatsoever either. If I go for a pizza with no meat, generally it's going to be a margherita. My girlfriend picked this up for me at Safeway. She didn't tell me how much it cost, but I know that they're a little more expensive than your DiGiorno's and so forth. So I'm going to guess that this little pizza was at least $5, perhaps more. Let me go ahead and turn it over here, see what we got. We got a story there that you may or may not want to read. You can pause it if you do that. As well as right there. Alright. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our directions. Directions are as follows. Preheat the oven to 450. That is done, ladies and gentlemen. Remove the pizza from the overwrap and place directly on the oven rack. Bake for 9 to 10 minutes. However, if you want a softer crust, which is what I want, place the pizza on a cookie sheet and bake it for 13 to 15 minutes. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let stand 2 minutes before serving. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and get this thing out of this cardboard box and show it to you in its frozen form. Alright, I've got it out of the box and out of that plastic overwrap, and ladies and gentlemen, there it is. I went ahead and put it on my pizza tray, the one without the holes in it, that's more like a cookie sheet. And look at all those big chunks of mozzarella, guys. Those fresh mozzarella chunks are really, really nice. Looks like there's a lot on there, so this should melt up really, really well. I like that a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is going to be a pretty decent pie, right? Well, I got to do one more thing to it real quick, and then we'll have the complete thing to put into the oven. Alright, I went ahead and added a little bit of pepperoni to one side. So we're going to go ahead and try half Amy's way and half Brandon's way. That's with some good old generic grocery store brand pepperoni there. Looking pretty good. Got a nice allotment on there for us. Going to go ahead and slide this thing in the oven. I'm going to whirl it around halfway through. Keep an eye on it as close as possible and see if I can't get this baby to cook just right. I'll be right back right after this on Pizza Night. Alright gang, I am back, and this Amy's organic pizza margherita is out of the oven. I added the pepperoni to it, of course, and here's what we got. So basically, I did 2 7-minute cycles. I put it in for 7 minutes at 450, spun it around about halfway, did another 7 minutes, and it actually looks like it turned out pretty good for the most part. Now, there's some vacant areas where there should be cheese and sauce, which is kind of disturbing to me, but that's okay overall in the grand scheme of things, because there's a lot of cheese and sauce in other areas. Being that it was all the fresh mozzarella on there, you know, it melts a little bit differently than shredded cheese and doesn't always give you 100% coverage, but there's a lot of cheese on there. Not as quite as much as they show on there, but there's quite enough on there, I think. Now, the one thing, after the total of 14 minutes of cooking, I think that the bottom got a little darker than I like, but that's okay. I'll live with that. It's better than undercooking it, right? I guess. Alright, guys, let me go ahead and grab my pizza cutter over there, give this thing a slice and show you the 420 slice. Alright, I have sliced this bad boy up into fourths because really it's only about an 8 or 10 inch pizza, and I don't think it really can handle having it sliced up into eighths, you know what I mean? Pick this bad boy up. Okay, I am happy to see some stretch on that cheese and some flop on that crust. Looks like things might not be as bad as I was expecting in terms of that. Everything else looks pretty good. Smells fantastic. That basil acting with the oils and the cheese always smells good, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back right after this to put this pizza in my mouth and let you know what I think about it on this Frozen Friday edition of Pizza Night. Alright, gang, time to try out the Amy's Margherita pizza. Smells really good. It looks pretty good. A little less cheese than I would like, maybe. But, you know, I've seen Margherita pizzas with a lot less cheese, to tell you the truth. So that's okay. I am going to try one the way it came, totally organic and meatless. And then I'm going to try one with the pepperoni on it just to satisfy the carnivore in me. Let me go ahead and take a bite. I'm not just saying this because my girl got me this pizza, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very surprised by the overall flavor of this pizza. It is outstanding. Really, really good without the meat, or actually even better, of course, with the pepperoni. I'm going to go ahead and rate the base pizza without the pepperoni, building it from the bottom to the top the way I always do. The crust is probably the weakness of this pizza, but only in terms of the texture, not the flavor. The flavor is outstanding and actually tastes kind of like a pizzeria-style pizza, but it's got a slightly cardboardy sort of thing to the bottom area of the crust. It's not crispy. It's more like you got to kind of tear the cardboard up. You know what I'm saying? There's no crunch really to it there. Once you get past that, it does have a nice pillow top, which I like to refer to the top part of the pizza as. That's soft and does a good job mixing with the sauce and the cheese, and it tastes pretty good. Now, that sauce itself is liberal in some areas and sparse in others, and has a good flavor. It's actually a very good natural tomato flavor. Not too acidic though, thankfully. Not too sweet, more on the savory side. One thing that's lacking from this pizza also though is a saltiness, which I like. I like my pizza, both my crust and my sauce, to have a little bit of a saltiness, as well as the cheese. Of course, fresh mozzarella tends to be a little less salty than your processed, you know, shredded mozzarella. And then when I get to the cheese, it has a nice stretch to it where there is cheese, and where there's not cheese, that's a little disappointing, but that's okay. The cheese has a nice, fresh, creamy flavor, the way every mozzarella should, nice and mild. I like that a lot. You add the basil to it, and then you basically have the flavor of a warm caprese salad, you know, with the tomato and the basil and the cheese. But yeah, overall pretty darn good, guys. I can't say too much bad about this outside of that cardboard sort of tear to the crust. I'm going to go ahead and give this thing 3/4 thumbs up overall, because I'm sure it's probably not the best value in the freezer aisle, and also because of that cardboard, you know, sort of tear to the crust. It's not really, it's almost off-putting at first before you actually get into the flavor of the pizza, and that's a little discouraging. Adding pepperoni to it, well, that turns it into a 7/8 thumbs up, because the oil from the pepperoni mixes with the oils from the tomato and the cheese, and that tastes really, really good. All of it together has a really good amalgamous flavor that comes together harmoniously in my mouth and just says yum. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, the Amy's Organic Frozen Pizza, not as bad as I thought it would be. Pretty darn good, in fact. What do you think about organic pizzas? Have you tried them before? Hey, have you tried that one with the cauliflower crust? Is that any good? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you like organic pizza, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out all the action on our Facebook page, where you can become one of the top 10 snacker stars in the world, and you might even become #1. Ask Andrew. He went all the way from unrated to #7 to #2 just in 3 months, ladies and gentlemen, and he almost defeated our incumbent Snacker Star of the Month, Trudy, but she came through in the end. You can be #1. Just join the SAS group by clicking on the link down below. Also, ladies and gentlemen, check out all of my exploits on Twitter and Instagram at Brandon Reich SAS. When you do that, make sure you use the simple hashtag SnackSociety all day, every day. That way you know what we're eating, we know what you're eating, and everybody else knows what everybody else is eating, and on and on and on. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in the meantime, in between time, I will see you next time on Pizza Night. Stay tuned for our big Super Bowl halftime show this weekend, and we'll see you next time.